Have you ever heard of Anansi? No? Well, let me take you on a little journey into the world of this fascinating character who has woven his way through folklore and storytelling in the Caribbean and West Africa. Anansi, or Anansi, is not just your average spider. He's a trickster, a storyteller, and a symbol of resilience. He embodies the cleverness and resourcefulness that many of us aspire to have in our own lives. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good story about outsmarting the odds? Now, Anansi is often depicted as a spider, but he's more than just an eight-legged creature. He's a cultural icon, a bridge between the old and new worlds. His tales are rich with lessons about life, morality, and the human condition. You see, Anansi stories are not just entertaining. They serve a purpose. They teach us about the importance of wit over brute strength, about how intelligence can help us navigate the challenges life throws our way. And isn't that something we can all relate to? Imagine this. You're faced with a problem that feels insurmountable. Maybe it's a tough exam, a job interview, or even a personal conflict. What do? You could throw in the towel, but what if you channeled your inner Anansi instead? What if you approach the situation with creativity and cunning? Anansi teaches us that sometimes the best way to tackle a challenge is not to fight it head-on, but to think outside the box. He often finds himself in sticky situations, but it's his quick thinking that gets him out of trouble. One of the most famous Anansi stories involves him trying to gather all the wisdom of the world. He decides he wants to be the wisest creature around, so he sets out to collect wisdom from everyone. He gathers it all in a calabash, thinking he'll be the smartest of all. But, as he climbs a tree to hide his precious wisdom, he realizes that carrying it all is too heavy. In a moment of frustration, he drops the calabash, and all the wisdom spills out, scattering to the wind. In that moment, Anansi learns that wisdom isn't something to hoard. It's meant to be shared. How relatable is that? We often think we need to know everything, to have all the answers. But life is about sharing experiences, learning from each other, and growing together. Anansi's story reminds us that it's okay not to have all the answers, and that sometimes sharing what we do know can be more valuable than trying to keep it all to ourselves. Now, let's talk about the spiders. Anansi is often accompanied by other spiders in these tales. They represent the community and the interconnectedness of life. Just like Anansi, we are all part of a larger web. Our actions impact those around us, and we can either build a strong, supportive network or create chaos. Think about your own life for a moment. Who are the people in your web? Are they lifting you up, or are they dragging you down? Anansi's relationships with other spiders teach us the importance of surrounding ourselves with positive influences, those who encourage us to be our best selves. But here's the twist. Anansi isn't always the hero. Sometimes he's the trickster, using his wit for mischievous purposes. He plays pranks, outsmarts others, and sometimes even gets himself into trouble. This duality makes him relatable. We all have moments where we might bend the rules or find ourselves in a moral gray area. Anansi's stories remind us that it's okay to be flawed, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. Life isn't black and white. It's filled with shades of gray, and that's where the real lessons lie. Let's take a moment to appreciate the storytelling aspect of Anansi's tales. Storytelling is a powerful tool. It connects us, entertains us, and teaches us. In a world dominated by technology and quick fixes, stories remind us of our humanity. They allow us to empathize with others, to step into their shoes, and to understand different perspectives. Anansi's stories have been passed down through generations, adapting and evolving, yet retaining their core messages. They highlight the importance of oral traditions and the role they play in preserving culture. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but what does this have to do with me? Well, think about it. We all have our own Anansi moments. We all face challenges that require a little creativity and a lot of resilience. Whether it's navigating a difficult relationship, tackling a work project, or even just getting through a tough day, we can channel our inner Anansi. Embrace your cleverness, your ability to adapt, and your knack for storytelling. Use your experiences to uplift others, just as Anansi's tales have uplifted generations. And let's not forget about the fun. Anansi's stories are filled with humor, adventure, and unexpected twists. They remind us that life doesn't always have to be serious. We can find joy in the little things, laughter in our struggles, and lightness even in the most challenging times. So, the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, remember Anansi. Take a step back, breathe, and think of a creative way to tackle your problem. In essence, Anansi and the spiders are more than just characters in a story. They are reflections of our own lives. They challenge us to think critically, to share our knowledge, to embrace our flaws, and to find joy in our journeys. So, let's carry these lessons with us, weaving our own stories into the grand tapestry of life, just like Anansi has done for centuries.